Welcome, dear viewers. Welcome on Teachers TV Africa. I'm Teacher Peter Okware, and today we were supposed to have a guest, but yes, welcome, dear viewers. This is Teacher Peter Okware, and we are live Teachers TV Africa. Today we're supposed to have our guest, but the guest is still on the way. It's supposed to be like a discussion. But before the guest arrives, today we're going to be looking at a couple of things, and majorly we're going to be looking at the reasons why most schools or businesses struggle financially. And we're going to be looking at 20 reasons. I kindly request you to have a pen and a paper where you're going to be writing a couple of these reasons. And if you're new here, don't part of this amazing family of Teachers TV Africa. The main objective of Teachers TV Africa is purely to inform. We're going to be that who is Teacher Peter Okware. Teacher Okware, a Washington alumnus from the University of Georgia and Georgia State. Those are two different universities. And I'm also 2022 Top 40 Under 40 Young Influential Leaders. I'm very grateful to have you here. We are going to be looking at just 20 reasons why most schools struggle financially. And as we start, we're going to start with Google Find Us. As long as you have chosen we have to understand. One of it, we have what we call challenge. So when we have challenges, those challenges are categorized into two things. Challenges that we cannot work upon. So today we are going to be focusing on those challenges that are in reach, the ones that we can work upon, not challenges that are out of reach. So with that, I would like us at least to start with this. In most cases, always on electricity, you might not have control of business. You might not have control over a road. You might not have control over maybe policies implemented or that the government puts in place. Those are challenges that are out of reach. But there are challenges that are in reach. Those are challenges that you can easily have control on. Thank you. I'm having a comment here. Yeah, thank you very much. Today we are, I don't know whether, give me a moment. I'd like to see our, whether you are seeing me in the, give me a second. We have what we call challenges which are within reach and challenges that are out of reach. Challenges, and those are challenges that are out, that are within reach, and those are the ones that we're going to be looking at today. And one of the challenges that is within reach, the one that at least you can work upon or we can work upon. I don't know whether my phone rotation is in good position. Kindly tell me in the right position. Are you able to see me in the right position, please? Are you able to see me well? It's one person at least to share with me whether you are able to see me well based on my rotation, my phone rotation, yes. All right. Maybe if there is no comment, it simply means that people can see me well. And today I'm having waiting to join. Okay, let me. Kindly help me. Yes, I would like to find out whether my rotation is okay. If it's not okay, let's proceed. Now, in any business, like there are certain things that at least we should look at, and we're going to start with the first thing. The first challenge why so many businesses struggle is simply because any business, people fail to understand this, that any business is like a baby. You are not well. You are not well. Hello, teacher Peter, network is not too good. You are not well. Your face is sidewise. Sorry, I don't know whether I don't know which. Kindly give me some few seconds and I work on the phone rotation. Give me a few seconds and I work on the. What about there? How is it that side? Like, how is it? Am I well now? If we turn it like that. All right, thank you very much. Team Grace has said great. Now I believe now it will probably work better for the people who are having phones, but those ones who are having laptops will have issues, or those ones who are having maybe those ones who are having laptops or desktops, you'll have issues. Or those ones who are watching on your TVs, you'll have issues. But at least those ones with the phones, kindly, you'll get it well. Now, one of the biggest challenge that we should all acknowledge, that's the first thing that we should all work upon. Thank you very much, Atim. Fatima, thank you very much, Fatima. Atim Grace, Fatima Ali from Gulu, sorry, from Soroti, and you can also tell us where you're watching from. And Margaret Adatu, I believe currently we're supposed to have a second person, but she's not in Uganda. She's not currently, she's still on the way, and that's why she has not yet managed to join us, and that's why it was supposed to be a live conducted by two people. Now, all the businesses have one issue. All our businesses in this world, what people should understand that a business starts as a baby. It's a baby in making. So as a baby starts by taking little spoons, one spoon. But you find that a baby business, a person would like to treat a baby business as if they're treating a person who's 30 years. So the moment you fail to act to not to understand that your business will always have issues. So let us first acknowledge that any business, majorly as a school or any other business, it has to be a baby. respect it, give it all the attention, understand it, nurture it, train it, and do all what it takes to see that this baby grows. So that is one of the biggest challenge that we all have, not only in the school business, but also in other businesses. So people fail to understand that our businesses are just babies. That is the biggest challenge, and it's challenge number one. Then if we look at other, now we are majorly, today we are focusing on challenges that not within reach, not out of reach challenges. We say that out of reach challenges, those ones can be addressed by the government, by big stakeholders, by maybe not even big stakeholders, by mainly government and maybe society, but not as an individual. But we're looking at challenges that an individual can work upon. Then there is no real school, like in most cases, the biggest challenge is that we don't have any school of business. We don't have any school that trains us to do business. And that's why today, regardless of the school of administration or anything, the real school of business in life is the experience itself. And you can't get any experience if you have not gone through an experiment. So we all make experiments, and in those experiments, we make so many mistakes. So in order for any person to succeed in life, you have to make a mistake. If you don't make a mistake, it simply means you will not learn. And if you don't learn, it simply means you will not earn. And all mistakes, there's a word, a mistake. The final word from a mistake is a final take. So we make mistakes, and those mistakes will lead us to the final text. So don't mind about a mistake. If you're, as long as you're still moving, as long as you're still pushing on. I'll tell you one thing. We are going to be having these live sessions every Monday and Friday, but it has taken us a lot of time, at least to put ourselves right in terms of starting the lives. And again, we are not yet perfect because we still have a lot of things to work upon in order to have to do the right thing. Thank you, Margaret. She said that is very right. Yes, what is right? You can also tell us what is very right. And you can also, don't forget to tell us where you're watching from, all of us, if you're commenting or your first comment, second comment. So you can, there is no business. And now this is the biggest challenge. One of the challenges that we have, whenever you start up a business, we are still on point two, why so many businesses struggle financially. Whenever you start a business or a school with an objective of making money immediately, you're going to struggle. That school is going to struggle, that business is going to struggle. Always start up a business or start up something with an objective of learning, and also with an objective of providing a solution, and do it with love. Now, there are two categories of people. There are people who do things out because they want money out of them, and there are people who do things out of love. Now, successful businesses and successful projects are those ones that are done by people who love what they're doing. They are those ones that are done by people who love what they're doing. So be it a school, there's no school and there is no straight road. I believe all of us have ever traveled. You can travel maybe from Kampala to Gulu, from Kampala to Soroti, but there is no straight path to Soroti. There's no straight path to maybe Lira. You'll always find ups and downs, you'll find corners, you'll find a couple of things. You'll go through thick forest, you'll go through hills, rivers, and all that. So that's the same thing with a business. That's the same thing with all our schools. You might not find a smooth ground. And this is one thing that people should understand. Whenever you start anything, for information, it doesn't mean that me who is telling you I am too perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm learning. For me, I opened up a school at the age of 23, and I've made so many mistakes. I've made so many mistakes. Currently, we have a second school, a second branch, but we have made a lot and a lot of mistakes. So with that, I strongly can be of help this session. But that doesn't mean that I'm perfect. No. So one of the other things like that I've learned in life that most of us believe that if you're starting something, it has to be perfect. You can't be perfect at the beginning. Perfection comes along the way. Do it repetitively. And that's how you can easily become perfect after a long period of time. And in any business, there is no sorry. I'm sorry. In any business, any mistake that you commit, it will lead to a financial loss. You will not tell people, I'm sorry, or they will not tell you, oh, we're sorry. So if you make a mistake, it totally leads to. Also, new here, don't forget to like and subscribe to Teachers Care. And if you're also watching this video for the first time, don't forget to tell your friend about it, and also don't forget to like it. Yes. Now we are looking at now reason 3 why schools, or so many businesses struggle financially, employing relatives without first training them or assessing them. You find that so many businesses and majorly schools and other businesses, you have your sisters, you have your wife, you have your husband, you have your children. You would say, okay, let me take them and they help me in my school or in my business. By the time this is a person who doesn't have any genesis or history about the business that you're doing, chances are very high that that business will collapse simply because you have entrusted it in the hands of people who are not prepared, who don't have the pain, who don't have maybe even the knowledge on how to manage it. For them, when they look at it, when they look at the business, they look at a brother, they look at a sister, they look at a wife, they look at a husband. So in most cases, you find that whenever you do a business and you put it in the hands of your own people, chances of it surviving or sprouting are very, very limited. So what happens? Try very hard to see that whenever you start up a business, if you are to employ your relative, take time to first train them. Take time to first uh, let them go through stages, not just from the blue, then you give them the position. Why? You might struggle financially in one area because this person might not understand what it takes for the business to get capital or to get money to manage to sustain it. Or what happens at the end of the day, you might find out that when money comes in, the person will be spending it because they know this is a business or a school of my sister. And what will she do? If she tries to say anything, I'll report her to the family members or the clan members. And even at times, the person might be your father, and your father will say, I produced you, I've raised you, I've taken good care of you, so I have to benefit, which is not bad, but at the end of the day, what happens? Let us take time to find out that, or to do all what it takes to see that in our businesses, before employing people, we first do all what it takes to see that majorly, if you're employing a relative, first train the relative, first make sure that that relative is extremely informed before giving them the chance of managing your business or managing your school. Yes. Now, let us proceed to point 4. Uh-huh. Now, one of the biggest challenge that we mostly do today is managing our schools or businesses as if you're managing a home. What does it mean? Everything is done by one person. You are the head teacher, you are the director, you are the accountant, you are the bursar, you are the procurement officer, you are everything. It's not bad to be everything at the beginning, but as time goes on, try to empower people. Try to empower people to learn how to do the right thing, because at the end of the day, if they don't do the right thing, it simply means that your business will not go very far. Try very hard to see that uh, you get the right knowledge and you don't manage a business whereby you just wake up in the morning when even no one knows what is going to take place and you tell them, no, today we are going to eat this, today we are going to do this. And at the end of the day, people will see anything, like be it your school as a pocket school. Without you, the school can't run. When a parent comes, when you're not around, they can't even pay school fees because they know just one person. So that is very dangerous. And that's why you find some schools don't go beyond, simply because a school is one person. If one person misses for a week, that school will purely collapse. And if it doesn't, it will surely collapse. And if it doesn't collapse, it will struggle. The school will struggle very, very hard. Or it will struggle, yes, simply because it is running on one person. So we should also work on that. Then point number 5, you find that so many people today run schools or businesses without a financial budget, without a budget. So you don't have a budget and you're running a school. It simply means that it is going to be very, very hard, because at the end of the day, you won't have financial discipline. So what happens? We should do all what it takes to see that we have a budget. You might not be able to fulfill the budget 100%, but at least try very hard to see that you manage the budget, or you work within a budget, or you always fall back and look at your budget and say, okay, this is our budget and this is how we should manage it as a school or any other business. But if you don't have a budget and you're running a school, chances are very high that you'll end up using money that was supposed to be used for other things in other things, simply because there's no control, financial control within your money, or you're not having clear control. And again, the budget can also give us a sense of respect. You will always respect your money, you will always respect other people's money, and you will always respect what you put down. And even when you're not around, any person who finds that you are operating a school on a budget, they will try very hard to see that they respect you and they respect the budget. And if things go wrong, you'll always have a reference point. But if you don't have a reference point, we end up misusing resources, and at the end of the day, the school will struggle. And that's why you find that so many schools that are struggling financially today, 80% they don't have budgets, and 80% that if they do have budgets, we rarely respect them. So if you are not respecting your own budget, chances are very high that you'll also not respect your finances. So budgets are very, very important. It might not be clearly, or it might not be 100% perfected, but at least have a budget. Yes, and if you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also don't forget that this year we're having the Outstanding Teachers Awards, the second edition. Hope you have informed your teacher about your teachers or teacher whom you're going to nominate about the awards. Kindly take time and follow Teachers TV Africa, follow Teachers in Need, follow our website. Our website is www.teachersinneed.com. Yes. Now we are proceeding. We have what we call point number 6. Why so many schools struggle financially or businesses. Point number 6 is excitement during the rainy season. Most of us become extremely excited during the rainy season. Each school has a rainy season, and the rainy season of a school or any school is that season when money is coming, like the first 4 weeks of the term. You find that so many people become extremely excited, and they forget that that's a curve. Any school has that curve. Any school, it has that curve beginning, and it's a culture that also parents have. That when the term is beginning, they'll bring money. As the term goes in the middle of the money, then the curve it receives what they return like that. It starts going down, down. As the term comes to an end, the money will totally reduce. So the moment you become excited when the money is still flowing in, and you become excited, it simply means that please adjust your mic, your voice keeps fading off. Sorry. Okay, let me do that. All right, thank you. I think it's all about the network. Let me move closer. If I'm not clear, kindly don't forget to tell me. Thank you very much, Mami Grace Atin. Yes, we have that excitement. I would say mostly all schools. When the term is beginning, people become extremely excited because there is money. There is money. There is money. There is money. So what happens at the end of the day? A person, we forget that this man a time is going to reach when there is no money coming in. And what is our piece of advice with that? When the time is coming, when the time is opening, kindly try very hard. I believe we all have a pen and the paper. Be writing the things. We shall also make a short video that will at least compress all the things so that a person can get them easily. But for now, this one is a more elaborative video than the one that we shall be making. And if you're just joining, don't forget to like and also tell us where you're watching from. The more you tell me where you're watching from, it also inspires us to know who is watching and where they're watching from. Yes, and also don't forget to tell others to join the live. We are still going. We are still on point number 6. Excitement, money excitement. There is a research that was done in the US, and they said if you like the way how money lands or settles in hands, they said money spends like a minute in an African, a person, a black American, and money will spend like of the whites. And they said money will spend a month or 2 months when it's in the hands of the Indians or the Chinese. And what were they giving the Americans, like the black Americans there, and we're having the same trends here. They say that in most cases when money comes in our hands, we become very excited. That's when a person will think of, I'm going to visit this place, I'm going to do this, let me buy this, let me do this, let me do this. Because money is there. We are not that composed and reserved when it comes to managing money. So at the end of the day, what happens, if you look at times the school fees that we collect, at times it's enough if we have a clear budget. But simply because we don't have a clear budget, we all have this assumption that parents are going to pay 100%. But it's very rare for all parents to pay 100%. some money will always remain in the queue. So when the term is beginning, instead of that money coming and you spend everything the way how it comes, our advice is at least spend 40%. The first entire month, try to see that you are spending only 40% of that money and keep 60%. That 60% will help you during the dry season because we start with the rainy season and we end with the dry season. So the 60% will help you to manage the dry season. I will tell you right now, there are so many schools that are struggling to pay teachers simply because we don't plan well. And not because we don't want, but that has been the culture. So if you have to do things differently, let us have at least a different mindset on how things should be done. Yes. So tell yourself right now that I'm leaving the queue of excitement. Next time I'm not going to be excited. And that's why if you don't leave that queue, chances are very high that even so many school directors they struggle during December holiday. You don't have any money because you expected that parents will be paying and they didn't pay. So let us try very hard to say that we are not managed, or we are not over. Let us manage money instead of money managing us. Today, so many people money manages them instead of them managing money. So let us learn that. And when things come, when money starts coming, work on essential things, first things first. Anything that comes up when it's not in the budget, sorry, it's not in your budget, and you see it's not a necessity, don't invest in a lot of money in it. At least invest in the petty money. You find that most of us today, because we want to be seen by so many people, when the time is beginning, that's when you will tell people, you see, I'm going to give you money for Kwanjula, I'm going to do this and this and that. So which is not bad, but at the end of the day, it won't take you very far. So kind of work on that. We should work on that, members. Um, wow, my voice is not clear. I don't know why my voice is not clear. I can't tell why the voice is not clear. Let me see. Is it the volume? I've tried to increase the volume. I don't know whether you're getting me now. I don't know whether you're getting me now. But I believe it's maybe the network. Sorry about that if my voice is not clear. But at least you're going to work upon it. Yes. Next time. Then point number 7. We all have a big challenge of thinking that every piece of money, or all the money that comes into our schools, into our businesses, is our money. Yes, we all have that tendency or that weakness that every schools is our money. But I would like to make it clear. Not every money that comes in a school is your money. Some money is your money, and some money is other people's money. Money to pay rent, money to pay utilities, money for food. But the moment you have this, that any money that comes into your business, your school, is your money, chances are very high that you are going to misuse it, and at the end of the day, you reach a time of maybe paying suppliers when you don't have money. So you are going to struggle financially, and the end result is you might end up going for a loan. So learn this, that not every money that comes in your business is your money. Some money is for other people, some money is your money, and even some money is God's money. That should be very clear. Yes. Then I would also like us to get to point number 8. Uh, in most cases, you find that so many people, the schools end up growing when the people working in those places are not growing. Now, when your school is growing and the people working there are not growing, chances are very high that those people will always, also at a time, they will become a bottleneck in a school or in that place because the place is growing and they're not growing. What should we do? Let us struggle very hard to see that as the place grows, let also every person in that place grow. Let them grow with the place. Let them grow with the place as the place grows. Not you growing when they're not growing. Yes. So as the school grows, let them grow. That's when they'll put in a lot of efforts. But they're seeing you, maybe the director, you're building, you're buying a house, you're building houses, you're buying properties, but they're not growing and you're growing. So they'll do all what it takes to see that they, regardless of how much you're paying them, try to see that as you're growing, they're also growing. If they're not growing, they're going to become become a challenge or a burden. Whenever you go, they will take things, they will do all things because they are not benefiting from the school. Because they believe, yes, they are being paid a salary, but that salary is not creating an impact in their lives. So let us put that into consideration that as people grow, or as a workplace, as a school grows, let also the people whom we work with or whom we have employed grow. I don't know how is the what the microphones right now. Is it becoming clear or I just don't know and I don't know what to do. But bear with me today. Next time at least we shall work upon it. It won't be like this. Then we one of the other challenges not having a financial record. So many people don't have a financial record when it comes to keeping financial records like in the bank or other places. So in order for us at least to have a clear record, or if maybe you need a loan, you need something in future, try very hard to see that you always have a financial record, and that financial record will help you in terms of managing your resources. So work upon having a financial record. It's very, very important. Thank you very much. So because if you also want maybe to get a loan, if you want to maybe other people to finance you, they will always want to look at the financial record. So if you don't have a financial record and everything is done through cash in, cash out, you don't have any school fees going through the bank or any expenditures having receipts and all that, it will become a big, big challenge. That's why in most cases when we are spending money, try very hard to see that regardless whether the school is yours, you are the director, that when people are doing any procurement, when people are doing any supplies, let there be receipts, let there be vouchers, payment vouchers, let there be invoices, let there be so many things so that the school can have, there is a donation, there is anything else, you'll always have something to support you. Then point number 10, over milking the cow. I don't know if you get that. Over milking the cow. You find that today most of us, we start up businesses and we over milk them. Over milking the cow. What does it mean? You find that a person has started up a school, but they are over milking the school. There's no, apart from the money that people get, there's no money for CPD, for developing teachers. There's no money where you also organize research programs to do more research. Every time you are not assessing the situation, maybe the area where you're operating from, in order, instead of working very hard to see that you improve the system, you improve the teacher that you're working with, you improve people around you so that more kids can come. We overmilk just the few numbers that we have, and at the end of the day, you find even these ones become extremely frustrated and tired, and they also take their kids. So in most cases, let us, if you're starting a school, yes, your target might be, I would like to charge 1 million, but don't start with 1 million. 400 or 500 or 600 depending on the cost of maintenance. Then as the school grows, start increasing slowly by slowly, but you find other people, sorry about that, they have a high charge that at times scares parents, and at the end of the day, even those parents that you might be having might not be in the position of paying that money. So as the school brings in money, try very hard to see that you are not just milking it, but also give it back. Invest in the school, invest in building systems, invest in beautifying the school, invest in a couple of things. Yes, invest in a couple of things so that not all that comes in, you just eat it and wait for next time. When this money comes, you use it and wait for next time. There are schools that I've seen for the past 20 years, 10 years, when they have never changed, they have never developed, they have never improved. So what does it simply, what does it mean? It simply means that there is something that you're not doing right. There's something that you're not doing right. Oh wow, thank you very much. Center for Children. How getting you from Bombo. Wow, thank you very much, Center for Children. Yes, so it simply means that there is something that we're not doing right. So let us always do things in the right way. Let us try very hard to see that we don't overmilk the cow. So always, I hope you're writing the things down. Then point 11, having only one source of funds. Yes, a school can depend on only school fees, but if you want a school to become extremely sustainable, don't only depend on one source of the fund. Maybe school fees school fees. There are so many things as a school grows when you get money that you can invest in. As a school, you can look in your community and say, okay, part of the money that you have got this term, let us open up a community library. Then a library is there, people pay as they read these books and help you at the school, they are also helping the community. You can just build a community hall that people can hire and then they bring in more money. So that's when occasions or a community center, when things are taking place, they bring in more money. You can open up a stationery. You can do so many things as long as the school is sustainable or has reached that extent. And it doesn't mean that you can only do those big things. You can even start with the smaller things. Yes, it breaks no ice if, as a school, you also venture into making chalk and supply other schools. You find that so many people who are making chalk and who are supplying us today in schools, they are not anywhere connected to schools. They're just business people. So why can't you do that? Why can't you make it a point that for me, I'm going to start making books and I'll be supplying maybe schools in Soroti, I'll be supplying schools in Bombo, I'll be supplying schools in any other place. So at least increasing or widening. And without that, or besides that, you can also look at starting up other ventures like in the holidays. You can turn your school in the holidays into something different. Like instead of it being a vacant, so many schools today, during the holidays, they become extremely vacant. What if when you just say now, every holiday we are going to be having a computer program for people in the community, or even children in the community? People will send your kids, and the school will make some extra income, at least to sustain the teachers or to sustain even the schools, to pay electricity and other things. Or you can say now, in this holiday, we are going to have a camp maybe about this or that, so that at least you are not only focusing on one source of income. Currently, like even at Teachers TV Africa, we started up a program, and it's a program, it's a free program whereby we have been conducting, and even we shared a movie. After this live, if you have not watched that movie, kindly go and watch the movie. It is called the last movie that we premiered today was The Act of Kindness. That is one thing that also schools can look at. We can open up a partnership. You will team another players who are good in that. Then you start up those small ventures like a small movie, short movie that parents can buy, that you can also promote, that you can make money out of it. But today you find that so many schools we only rely on school fees. Yes, which is not a good thing. Members, is the network now clear? Are you getting me well, or I'm having issues again? I'm still having issues with the sound. Then, point that is point number. That was point number 11. There's a lot to talk about these things, and that's why, if you are interested, we are planning for a directors retreat, whereby you will come and then we shall invite you in a place for 2 days. Yes, it will be a residential place for 2 days. We have a couple of things. And this is the biggest challenge that at least so many people have. Uh, we rarely, like directors, I don't know whether we have it down here, but we rarely have time for our schools. But I think we have it down. We have, yeah, it's even there. We have it down here. So let us first proceed to point number 12. Starting your school on a loan. The moment you start any business, mainly a school on a loan, chances are very high that that school is going to leave you when you're alone. Yesterday, I was talking to a friend of mine who told me that, yes, one of our friends, she started up a school on a loan because someone just encouraged them that there's a lot of money in schools, startup, and they went and they got a lot of millions, over 800 millions, and they put the school. Right now, the loan is taking a house, and the loan is taking our entire property, and right now the loan is even, they have taken like most of, I would say 80%, the gardens, the cars, and so many things. So if you are doing a business, never start your business on a loan. If you don't have money to start it, don't start. First wait. Start small. Because all of us, we started as an embryo, and look at where we are right now. We're very small like this. But so many people want to start big. Anything that starts big, chances of it survival are very low. Because when you're big, you'll make big mistakes. And some of those mistakes are highly irreversible. But if you start small, you make small mistakes or big mistakes in a small way, and those mistakes are correctable. Yes. So look at it. If a person has got a loan and the loan starts taking your property, your hard-earned property, so it simply means that it's not a good idea. And even people should understand this, that for a school to become sustainable or self-reliant, it takes like 5 good years. 5 good years for a school to sustain itself. So if you're starting with a loan, thank you very much for appreciating Margaret. That where are you watching from? Kindly don't forget to tell us, Madam Margaret, where are you watching from? Yes, if you start a business from a loan, chances are very high that that loan is going to squeeze you. I remember for us when we were starting our school, we used to get a couple of banks that would come to us and tell us, we're going to give you a loan, get a loan, you are capable. And we told them, no, we don't want a loan because we're not rushing anywhere. So when you're starting any business, you're not rushing. It's not a marathon. So it's not a sprint, it's just a marathon. Take baby steps. And these are people who will always look at what you have. They will tell you, now you see you have this, we can give you a loan. And at the end of the day, you can use that loan to make this and this. But chances are very high that that loan is going to leave you when you're alone. And no one will be there to save you. So never start a business on a loan. And by the way, that's why we encourage you, our dear parents, that this information is not only for teachers or school directors, it's also for your parents in your respective schools because they are doing businesses. And in most cases, at times they delay to pay school fees simply because they are struggling. But if we have such sessions, invite them, talk to them, these sessions can easily be of great help to them, and they may not do the same mistakes that most of us have committed. Now, again, if you want to finance a school, don't finance it on a loan. Wow, thank you, Margaret, watching from Bogolobi, and thank you, Daphne, watching from Machingi. Thank you very much. Uh, you find that so many people have an issue. If you're having a business and you're operating alone, it simply means that you're going to work under pressure. You're going to work under pressure. But any business, there is no business that will always have, apart from those maybe steady businesses, but regardless of, as long as it's a service business, mainly a school business, it's very hard to get 100% profits. Very, very hard. But if if you start it up, it is very important for you to at least take baby steps. Take baby steps. Don't go for a loan. Tell this to yourself. Never start a business with a loan. Kind of be good in saving. Save, 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 save. Why? You might work for 20 years when you're just working for a loan. I'll tell you one thing that most people don't understand. I was in the US, but one of the things that I learned from there that most people are living on credit cards, they're financing loans. So we shouldn't get into that culture. And you find that the reason why so many people are not telling you that because they are making a living out of it. So getting a loan is not a bad thing, but don't get a loan to finance a new project. Don't get a loan to finance a new business. Don't get a loan to finance something that you have never done, something that you have never tested. Just get a loan that you know that, yes, regardless of what happens, I just know that my 20 kids, out of just only 20 kids in a term, they can enable me finance part of this loan till it's over. But if you get a loan and you don't know even where the money is going to come from, that is the biggest, uh, it's the biggest trap ever. Okay, let me first read. I'm teacher Caroline watching from Buziga. Hi Carol, thank you for watching from Buziga. Teacher Carol Auma is my Ogi from Gala PTC. It's a pleasure seeing you here. Team Grace tuned in from Springs of Grace Elementary. Garuga Entebbe, thank you. Team Grace, and she's also a member school. Springs of Grace is a member school under Teachers in Need. It's a pleasure having you here. And members, if you would also like to become a member teacher or a member school, kindly join us. It's just 150,000 shillings a year. Yes. And at the end of the day, we are looking, because currently we are getting all this knowledge free of charge, simply because we believe that an informed generation can also enable us have informed citizens. Yes. So, as always, learn this. The more you live on a loan, that loan will leave you when you're alone. The loan will leave you when you're alone. So, encourage all people, be it your relatives, not to start businesses on their own, and even not to finance a totally struggling business on a loan. You might find a business, or when it is at its inception stages, and you put in a loan like this, what happens? That business, it might not make profits for like 3 or 4 years. But if you take little steps, baby steps, people might laugh at you. But when you are not living, let me say, you are not living a life of confusion and pressure, because at the end of the day, you are not doing anything to impress anyone. You are doing it for yourself and for the next generation. So do it at your own pace, regardless of those loan officers, regardless of the sweet words that they will tell you. As long as you have a security, they'll give you a loan, regardless of whether you will pay or you won't pay. I'm sorry for talking about that on a serious note, but at least I've seen so many schools of people going simply because they didn't calculate. Now, point number 13. We are on point number 13. Starting your, not giving your business or school time. You find that most of us have started up businesses, schools, and we don't give it time. You invest like 500 million, even 50 million, even 1 million, and you're not giving the business time. You might be employed somewhere, but whenever you get free time, try very hard to see that you give your business time. Try to understand your parents if it's a school. Try to understand your learners. During your off days, try to be at school. During your weekends, try to be at school. Try to understand how things work. Try to attend as many sessions as possible to understand how the sector that you are doing or you are in works. Don't just set up something and leave it like that. Give it time, give it time, give it time, give it time. The more you give it time, is the more it will also give you a lot of things to think about. And the more you learn, is the more you earn. Yes. So don't just say, this time I've invested in 100 million and think that money will come like that. It won't come. But if you give it time, you'll even understand why isn't the business profitable? What do we need to do? There are certain issues that can be solved in our businesses, in our schools, when you have not even put in money. But if you just think that it's all about money, 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 and you're not giving it time, the school will not grow. If you look at it, schools that grow mainly are those ones whereby their directors are on ground. They are, maybe if the director is not on ground, they have a very strong management that understands how the school works and that how the school at heart and that are people who are committed to the vision of the school. But if you just say you invest maybe 200 or 100 or even 10 million in a school and just say, okay, I've employed the person to run it for me because I'm busy at my place of work, that school, chances of its growth will be very, very minimal. You might get kids, but you are not, chances of retaining them are also very minimal because at times people whom we employ, a person might not have the pain that you have. So learn to give your business time. Yes, we are on point number 13. We are remaining with 7 points. As we are still continuing, I would like to first hear from you. Thank you. If you're joining us, don't forget to like and subscribe to Teachers TV Africa and also to tell others about Teachers TV Africa. So far, what have you learned out of the 13 points that we have talked about? Let me make a recap. The first one, we said any business starts like a baby. Then the second one, we say that uh, there is no real school of business, so you have to learn things naturally. Then the third one, employing relatives. The fourth one, managing a school as if you're managing a home. You are everything in that school. The fifth, not having a financial budget for a school. Then number 6, money excitement during that rainy day. Number 7, thinking that all the money that comes into your business or your school is your money. Number 8, when the school or your business is growing, but when people who are working with you or for you are not growing. Number 9, not having a proven financial record with any bank. It's very dangerous. Number 10, over milking the cow. I won't talk about that. I've said a lot about over milking the cow. Number 11, having only one source of funds, like whereby you're only looking at school fees, and also not even saying, okay, yes, if it's only school fees, how can I make it the best? How can I make the best out of it? How can I leverage on my space? How can I see that parents at least will pay on time? So if you can have one source of fund, but at least try to see that you polish it, polish it, polish it, polish it. Then number 12, starting your school using a loan or managing your school on a loan. It simply means that you'll always be financing loans. If not, that loan will take everything of yours and it will leave you alone. If not that, you'll develop high blood pressure, diabetes, hypertension, simply because the pressure will be too much for you to handle. Then number 13, not giving your business time. Not giving your business time, because all the time you are giving time to other things, that other important things, and you rarely give your business time. So you rarely bond with the kids, you rarely bond with the teachers, you don't understand them, you don't understand the parents, they don't know you because you're too busy, too busy. So out of the 13, before we continue to number 14, number 15, after number 20, kindly, which point is standing out for you so far? I'd like to see in the comment section which point has stood out for you so far. Thank you. I'm waiting for your comments. Which point has stood out for you? You can just narrate, you can share your experience, you can give a piece of advice. Yes, before we proceed. Okay, because of time, let us proceed as people are typing, because I know people are typing their points that have stood out for them. We can also look at point number 14, failure to master your niche. I'd like you to get a piece of paper right now and write down your niche. What is your niche? Like as a school, what is that niche? And do we even understand what a niche is? So if as a school you don't have a niche, it simply means that you'll not go very far. You'll not go very far. So at least, what is a niche? A niche is a strong point of a school, something that you can do better. What is that something that you can do better? Most people believe that maybe having good buildings, it's okay. People don't take good buildings. Learners don't take good buildings. They leave them at school. So try very hard to see that you invest in something that is tangible, that a child can go with at home. So that's a niche. What's your niche as a school? Write it down and ask yourself, do I have a niche? Do you have a niche? Or you have, I don't know, but at least each school has to have a niche. Then, number 15, having administrators that don't understand your vision. It's very dangerous to employ administrators that don't understand your vision. And it also has an attachment on employing people out of desperation or employing relatives. We also talked about that, because in most cases, if you're employing out of desperation, you will just put a person to head others when they have not gone through the stages. But any person who has to head a school, to head your business, to head anything, they should be tried and tested. There should be people who have gone through stages, and they might also be having weaknesses. But try hard to see that how are you going to curb those weaknesses. If a person's weakness is maybe temper, try to see how are you going to work on that temper. If the person's weakness is money, try to see how are you going to do all what it takes to see that that person always they have money, and you prevent them from having easy access to school money. So try to do a couple of things to see on how you can employ a person who has the vision. And if they don't have the vision, try to see can they buy your vision. Yes, thank you very much. Then number 17, uh, not teaching your teachers how to manage their money. Not teaching teachers how to manage their money. It's very important for us to always teach our teachers how to manage their money. In most cases, you find that so many people today don't teach their teachers how to manage their money. The only thing that we do, we teach teachers how to scheme, how to lesson plan, but we rarely teach them how to manage their money. We should learn how to teach, or we should start teaching our people how to manage their money. It is very important. If people learn how to manage their money, uh, yes, if people learn how to manage their money, it simply means that uh, they will easily make informed choices, and they will work with a certain mindset. But if they don't learn how to manage their money, it simply means they are always going to go for loans. They are always going to work under pressure, and you'll have them physically at school, but when mentally they are not with you. Yes, Daphne, teacher, please guide us more on business and relatives, please. Yes, business and relatives. In most cases, it's so many of us. We start businesses and you employing relatives not bad, but at times employing a relative who understand the business is not a good thing. Try very hard to see that you employ a relative who has passion, knowledge about the business. And don't know it's very bad to employ a relative and you put them in a position of influence or leadership when all the people that whom that person has found in that place, they are still in their positions. It's one thing that demotivates people. But if you are employing, if you want this person to rise through the ranks, bring them, put them in the lower place, let them go on learning. When other people are observing them, and place or the position that you desire them to have, they would have at least learned a lot and they would also have gained what they call trust and confidence from people whom they will be managing. But without that, you find that most of us just employ our relatives and we put them in bigger positions, and at the end of the day, they end up frustrating or disappointing us. So it's a very dangerous thing. Now, point number 18 or 17, failure to attain financial knowledge. Now, the more you fail to attain financial knowledge, what do I mean? Like most people don't take time to attain financial knowledge in terms of what's like financial knowledge in terms of how to manage finances, how to use money, how to respect money. Because we said when money comes, not every money is your money. We have majorly five categories of money, of if not four. We have what we call business money. In money, when money comes in a school, there's what we call business money. There's what we call other people's money. There's what we call your money. There's what we call God's money. Yes. Now you find that when money comes, most of us have a feeling that all that money is our money. We don't have this, that this is God's money. That's a tithe in Muslims, know it as zakat. Other people don't have this in mind, that this is business money. This money is purely meant to do things that will take the business ahead. What does it mean? Like paying your workers, meeting utilities, renovations, improvements, and also developing the place. We tend to think that all the money that comes in the business, it is our money. So most people don't have that financial knowledge. And you find that most people don't attend sessions. Personally, I'm a certified trainer from Bank of Uganda, financial literacy trainer, and I was trained by Bank of Uganda. At least to learn a couple of things, but it doesn't mean that I'm perfect. But I've also learned a lot of things through experience. And one of the things that I've learned throughout my period, I've learned that the moment you fail to respect money that comes into a business, chances of that business growing are very hard. But learn very hard to say that you learn how to respect money, to value money, and to also value people. When money comes, as most people say that pay yourself first. I don't agree with pay yourself first. When money comes, because you're working with people, when money comes, firstly, pay God first. Because God is protecting you, is protecting the children, is bringing you clients, give him his tithe, give him his zakat. Then from there, work on what they call essential things. If it is paying people whom you have employed, pay them. Because at the end of the day, they might also be having a lot of responsibilities. You might delay paying them just if you don't have the money or money is not there. But if the money is there, let them be a first priority. Then you also meet other needs. Yes. And at the end of the day, what happens, you will see that you will have peace. Then other people's money. Whenever you get money, try to see that you also remove what we call other people's money. Other people is like you can get a small percentage to help the people who are needy, also to help those ones who come to you, or even those ones who have not come to you. But let us learn very hard to see that we have that, whereby we help the ones that want to be helped and those people that have come to us for help. Example, most of us today we might be having kids, but we rarely take our kids to learn how to help. We only take them to places of happening, and that's why when those children grow or when those kids grow and become old people, they'll also not help you or remember you. They'll be taking their kids to places of pleasure and excitement simply because you didn't teach them that. So getting money, let us know that there is also other people's money, money meant to help other people. And that is a big secret if you want your money to grow and your money to multiply. Now, point number 18, not doing enough research, benchmarking, year in, year out. If you're not doing any research about how other people are managing their schools, like I would say maybe even this link, we share it with people and other people just take it for granted. What does it mean? It simply means that either, okay, others can be busy, but you find that other people granted. And if it is maybe a person saying that it is Sudhir talking, or Wagamuno, they will easily want to hear. Or if they tell them that it is Chameleon, who is organizing a live, is going to talk about maybe this or that, they will flood in and read and listen and watch. And in other things, they will always say, we don't have time. So you can't exceed beyond your knowledge. You can't go beyond your knowledge. That's why today so many people follows value or solutions. The more solution you can wake up in the morning and get and money. Maybe you have got your money, gratuity, what, and build a school or put up a business. But as long as you don't have value, you as a proprietor, as long as you don't have enough solutions, just know that there are so many schools different from other people, so that people can give you their kids. If they're giving their kids, which solutions are you having on table so that their kids will always be in your school? So there are a couple of things that we should put into consideration. But today, people don't want to learn, people don't want to network, people don't want to share, people don't want to benchmark, people don't want, we just want results, but we it's like, I'll just say, we most people today love the proceeds but hate the process. So all the time learn that. Then number 19. Before we reach number 19, let me go to, yes, number 19. Uh, yes, not learning from your mistakes and always blaming others. The more you fail to learn from your mistakes and blame others when things have gone wrong, chances are very high that you will never grow. You find that today most of us, instead of acknowledging our mistakes and seeing ways how we can change them, we always find ourselves blaming others when things go wrong. We find the director will always blame the teachers will blame the directors, the parents will blame the director will blame the parents, but we don't take time to understand our mistakes. But if we take time and first understand our mistakes, we all make mistakes in life, and mistakes are correctable. Uh-huh. If we don't take time to understand our mistakes, it simply means that things will always go wrong. You find that any business, be it the world wasn't a perfect world in creation. Like God didn't create it and made it perfect from the day one. He went on creating one thing at a go, one thing at a go until when the entire world was made into what we all desire today. That's the same thing with a business or a school. Don't think that mistakes won't happen. When a mistake happens, if you make a mistake, take time, acknowledge the mistake, and work upon it. If you don't acknowledge your mistake and don't work upon it, chances are very, very high that other people will also not respect you and other people will not also value you. So it's one thing that people should understand. Then, uh, if you look at the word mistake, it also leads to the word phonotech. We have what we call a mistake and a phonotech, and that is the language. I'm a teacher, but I also did journalism that we used to use in journalism. In journalism, we have what we call text. Pictures are called text. So any text that you take that you don't like is called a mistake. And the text that you take and you like it, that is called a phonotech. So people can make so many mistakes, but at the end of the day, you can have a phonotech. Yeah. So I would like to read Madam Tim Grace has said, thank you for the insight on money matters. It's a tricky area. Wow. Thank you for the insight on the money matters. It's a tricky area. Yes. The money matters, it's a very tricky area. That's why the moment God gives you the grace to understand it, you are successful. Your success is not based on the money you have on your account, the money you have in your hands, but your success or our success is based on the knowledge we have about money. Firstly, how to make money, how to multiply money, how to maintain money, how to make money, how to multiply money, or majorly how to make, how to maintain, and how to multiply. If God gives you that wisdom, the wisdom of how to make, the wisdom of how to maintain, the wisdom of how to multiply, He has given you all. But most people, they know how to make, they don't know how to multiply and how to maintain. And others know how to make, how to multiply, but they lack the knowledge on maintenance. And that's why you find that their money kills them. And there are those ones who know how to make, they know how to maintain, but they don't know how to multiply. They become extremely contented. So I don't know where you belong. And there are those ones who are good in everything. And for you to become documents that you might need, a passport, an air ticket. So with that, you are rest assured that you reach the US. Have qualifications that can take them to success. You can easily get money, and this is one thing that the entire African continent should understand. Getting money and becoming successful are two different things. You can have money, you can sell ancestral property and get money. You can win a lottery. You can get a deal and get money, but it doesn't make you successful. If you have not mastered the basic thing that make people successful in life, you won't succeed. The money can't make you successful. And if it finds you when you're not prepared, it will end up taking even your life. So we have seen so many people being taken by their own money. So it is that simple. Now, as we roll into our point number 20, I believe that you have learned a lot of things, or you have had a lot of things. And if you're joining us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell your friends about Teachers TV Africa. And don't forget to share your comment where you're watching from. The reason why we share this is simply because we believe if we don't rise up for the occasion, no one will do that for us. And if we don't become a solution, no one will become our solution. You find that most people today cry, cry, cry. But your crying and lamentation can't make things better. So that's why we have these sessions. We shall always have a session on Monday and on Friday. Yes, I don't know what's your opinion. Would you prefer us having them on a Saturday or Friday? Because in most cases on Saturdays we're having workshops, but it's upon you can say no, have them on a Saturday or have them on a Friday. So kindly, it's when we should have them. Now, the other thing that people should always understand, if you want to succeed in life, you can't succeed as an individual. We need people, and we need informed people. We need inspired people. When you see Teacher Peter doing this, it doesn't mean that I'm the best. It doesn't mean that I have it all, but it's just a sign that I'm sharing the little that I know. If you also know something, it breaks no ice. Maybe after this live, adding, sharing with me. No, you can also do this. You can do this. You can do this. But you find that today, the reason why God doesn't bless so many people is simply because we have a selfish spirit. When a person knows something, they don't want to share. But the more you share, is the more you get. And even like this, I don't know when maybe we have completed the life, whether a person can take time and tell others about this. So I thank you very much, Margaret. Thank you for sharing. Be blessed. Also be blessed. May everyone who has been watching the live be blessed. So you find that in most cases, we rarely share, and that's the reason why Africa is still struggling financially and in all aspects. We struggle simply because we don't believe in sharing. If we find people sharing, we think either they, like most people think that by the way we have donation. We don't have any donation as teachers in need. We don't receive any grants that we are using. It's not any person's data. It is our personal data, and that's why we say we have not told any person that kindly in order for you to join this first pay. But this is knowledge that a person can use, and it even prevents you from making a loss, a property loss. Some people, you might end up at times losing a house simply because you are excited, you are starting up a school, you don't know what it takes, and you go for a loan. But at least if you get this knowledge, you can easily make an informed choice or informed decisions. So let us learn the spirit of sharing. And the other thing is, I would like all of us Yes, Madam Fatima, all the points are good. Thank you very much for appreciating. Let us always have this, like when we are done with the life, at least one way how we can always give back to people who do this. Tell people like what is Teacher Peter looking for. Yes, we like so many people because at the end of the day, our purpose is to see that so many people get this information. Share because this link is going to be there and people can watch even this session after this. Share the session, tell others about it. Then do one thing, subscribe, tell people about Teachers TV Africa, like 10 people, people in your community, people whom you work with. Tell them about this. I remember when I was in the US, a colleague, a professor told me one thing, that the reason why you people in Africa fail to develop like the way how we have developed is simply because you don't promote your own things and you don't honor or value people who are doing great things for you. In most cases, you are always looking at each other as competition. We are not competitors, we are just partners. We are all partners, not competitors. If people learn that, we, like you having a school, another person having a school, it doesn't make us competitors. We are just partners. Each person can have their own children in their own categories or calibers because not all parents will bring kids to just one school. So there are so many factors to be considered. So all the time, let us learn how to promote ourselves. Let us learn how to love ourselves. And let us even learn how to honor and support people who are coming out to make the situation better. I'll tell you there are very few people who can do what we are doing. Those ones who have been following us, we have uploaded a lot of free content on Teachers TV Africa, content that has transformed so many schools, and whereby you find that so many schools have even acknowledged that. But even during the lockdown, we gave out lockdown homework, and it reached 500,000 parents. We can't count how many kids used it, but those are the number of parents that used it. But at the end of the day, you find that if what we are doing, it was being done before, maybe in the countries of the white, like those, the Bazungu, teen would be very far. Teen would be very far financially. Teen would be very far in terms of publicity. So many people would be knowing about us. But you find that in most cases, even the people whom we give content, people whom we help, few people take time to promote teen. Few people take time to support. Because at the end of the day, you should ask yourself, if these people don't have any sponsors, they don't have any funds, how are they running the programs? What can I do? How can I come in? Whom can I tell? Because you might not give in money, you might not support us financially, but when you have people of influence, when you know people who can do something, but these people are doing a good job, they need to be supported. Can't you see? Don't you see? If you support them in this and this way, but and that is one how we can all get blessings. Yesterday I was seeing a person like I say a person, and these are times people who blame the government. These are times people who blame others for not helping or for not supporting. But you rarely find them helping others. So as a connection to financial success, the more you help others, is the more God will bring people to help you. And the more you will learn to appreciate people genuinely, is the more God will bring people who will appreciate us genuinely. And in life, we should also avoid having, like if you want to succeed financially, we should all avoid having the spirit of like let me say grabbers, people, a robbery spirit, whereby you take and other people say that steal with pride. We have uploaded a lot of things, and we have seen so many people using our approaches or strategies, and they don't give credit. They take and they don't give credit. That's not good. And others even call it their knowledge, which is not good. But it doesn't mean that we shall stop uploading. We shall upload whatever thing that we believe can transform the nation. But in most cases, if people come out, if schools, if directors, if any person here, you take it as an initiative and say, yes, uh, teen is supporting education. ever since we started, there was teacher in the do. I've never benefited from your services. I've never reached your center, but I see whatever you do. I see it on Teachers TV Africa. I see it on your YouTube channel, your Facebook, and I'm very happy. I would like to support. And this guy sent just 50,000. Up to now, we have. If I had more, I would help. And my desire is to see that everyone gets to know teen because you are doing a great job. This is one thing that we are not having in the nation. But we have worked with so many schools. You really find a school saying, now these people have done this and this for us. What are we doing? And we really appreciate schools that have gone ahead to see that they are supporting us. There are also those schools that have supported. There are individuals that have supported. I would acknowledge that. And with that, there are so many people that have really supported us in ways that we don't even understand or that we don't see. But even those ones who have not started supporting, we are not forcing you because at the end of the day, it's like even this life, it's not sponsored. And this is time that I can also be using to do my other things. But I believe sharing is caring. So ask yourself, what are you doing? Like after the life, last life, what you shared? Even sharing is just enough. Tell a person, kindly follow this program, kindly follow these people, kindly do this, kindly do this. Yes, it's enough. There is nothing which is less as long as you're doing it from a pure heart. But one of the challenges that we're having is we rarely support our own people. We rarely support like with t-shirts. They are outstanding, the 2020 outstanding teachers award t-shirts. The ones for people or schools that might want to support the award categories. If you like, because I believe most of you are Awino Diana, a few people who some money, and we gave and you don't support them, have that. But that 60 million teacher Peter cannot finance. certificate pens. I think that maybe they're just things that benefit all of us. Learn if you're a Muslim, learn to give zakat, and people will always bring money, or you'll always make good. For watching, you have been the entire place, but I thank God that we have completed that 20 points. Here, bless you. May the grace of God protect you, and we meet again.